I'm going to be ranking the 5 Forever Mood fragrances that come in this discovery set. It is a brand created by Aina. She started out as a huge YouTuber doing a lot of like beauty and hair content, transitioned into basically a beauty mogul. I know she's done a lot of candles and now she has this really nice fragrance line. So we're going to be ranking these 5 fragrances from worst to best. And I'm also going to share which of these have actually made it onto my wish list. So last on this list for me is definitely You Remind Me. I don't know what it is about the smell. It's not that it necessarily smells bad, right? Like it's not like it's disgusting or anything like that. It just doesn't do it for me. Initially, I kind of like the apricot opening, but I feel like it starts to get, I don't know, maybe a bit too floral for me. It kind of just smells like just like an okay florally fruity fragrance that opens up a bit fruitier, dries down to a bit more of a floral scent with a kind of soapy disinfectant smell to my nose. So notes for You Remind Me are apricot nectar, Italian mandarin, orange flower, jasmine, vanilla orchid, and sensual musks. And it might be the musk that gives me that kind of like powdery or perfumey type of smell that, I don't know, it's just not my cup of tea. Next we have I Am Her, which is like a nice, gentle introduction to oud type of fragrance that I imagine would play well in the colder months of fall or wintertime. So when I first sprayed I Am Her, I was like, oh, I know this has oud in it. I can smell a little bit of it in here, but it's blended so well and it's done so softly and gently that the scent is still very, very feminine and sweet. And I feel like a lot of people who smell this might not even know that there's oud in here. I really, really like this. I thought this is going to go on my wish list. But then as it continued to dry down, what happened is the fruit that kind of opened it up, that sweetness, starts to fade away from me. And I feel like the oud begins to become more prominent, along with, I think, the rose that is in here. And then it just kind of goes into that category of ouds that I don't like. It starts to feel a little bit older, not as like young and fresh. It actually reminds me of like maybe a scent that I would gift to my mom. It feels a little bit older, but nothing like anything that I'd want to wear. Do I think that it would smell bad on anyone? No. I picture a woman wearing a pea coat with a turtleneck, black boots, walking down the street, and she's done up and she smells like this type of strong scent in the fall or winter. It's not bad. It's just not my vibe. But again, I am biased because I don't love ouds. I have yet to meet an oud that I love and need to add to my collection. So this is always going to be a hard sell for me. But if you're someone who likes oud, but you don't like them to be overly done, you want them to still be soft, I would say try this one out because it is very welcoming. It is still very like beginner oud, explorer friendly, but I'm just still very stubborn on my ouds and I can't do it. But anyways, notes for I Am Her. So this is gonna open up with white pear, red velvet cake, in the heart, you get vanilla bean, Turkish rose, and the base is patchouli, oud, and musk. And it really does smell a little bit gourmand with that red velvet cake and the peach. They just, unfortunately, they don't stay for me. It really transitions into that traditional oud with rose combination that, you know, so many oud scents have that it's like the stuff of my nightmares. So that will also be a pass for me. Next on the list is a fragrance that I feel like I'm still on the fence about. I don't 100% know how I feel about it. And it's funny because the name of this one is called Hard to Get. And that is exactly how I feel. I feel like this fragrance is hard for me to get at times. There are times when I think that it is absolutely gorgeous and I definitely want to add it to the wish list. And there are other times, really more so in the opening, that I'm like, I don't know if this feels like it's clashing or something to me. This is the fresh, citrusy, lemony scent from the line. But what's interesting about it is that it dries down to a whipped vanilla. And then you get some, of course, florals in the heart. And I don't know, I sometimes really enjoy it. And then other times I feel like it smells a little bit off or odd to me. It could just be me. I might just need more time with it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how I'd feel about it. It's right in the middle. I'm either going to love it in time or it's just not going to be for me. So notes for Hard to Get are lemon blossoms, citron zest. In the heart, you get wild freesia with sheer jasmine. And the base is whipped vanilla. Yeah, I don't know what it is about this. It kind of feels like it doesn't know if it wants to be a citrus or if it wants to be, you know, maybe a warmer gourmand with a floral. And I think it just doesn't do enough in either category to win me over completely. Like it's not super, super fresh where I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so addictively fresh that I can't wait to wear this in summertime. But it's also not, you know, warm and gourmand enough to me with that whipped vanilla and the floral heart to really pull me strongly in either direction. So it's better than the other two, but right now it hasn't won me over. But if you were to get this, I do think that it would be a springtime scent, a summertime scent. I think that it does layer nicely with the vanilla if you want to bring it more into a warmer, more gourmand type of territory. But in terms of like citruses, I just think there are a lot of better citruses out there that I don't think I need to add this one to the wish list. So probably also going to be a pass for now, but I do reserve the right to change my mind as I maybe continue to test it over the next few weeks or months. Now, this next one is the first one on this list that I knew upon first sniff that it was going to be added to the wish list. I love this one. I am talking about She Was Here. She Was Here. This to me smells like a really nice candy, like a really nice pistachio, sweet and still fruity candy that is so delectable. I love it from the sweet opening to as it dries down, it starts to get more gourmand. It has great longevity. It's just a gorgeous, sweet, very feminine type of fragrance in my opinion. All of these fragrances, to be honest with you, to me, I would say lean more on the feminine side. Maybe the I Am Her would be the one that leans the most unisex with that oud. But the other ones really, to me, just feel like dainty, feminine type of fragrances. But obviously, whatever, you can wear whatever you want if you're a male watching this. Let's go over the notes for She Was Here. This is going to open up with pomegranate and elemi. In the heart, you get vanilla milk, Turkish rose, and roasted pistachio. The base is going to be suede and warm amber. Obviously, there are a lot of warm and gourmand notes in here, but the pomegranate upon opening really makes it really sweet and, again, candy-like. It's so nice. I was surprised to see the vanilla milk note in here because it doesn't come off as like a very lactonic fragrance. It's not like Commodity Milk or Milky Way by Mason Asrar. I don't think it's in that direction, but it does add just a slight smoothness to it, just a little bit of like splash of razzle dazzle, but not enough to turn it into, very milkiness, which I know some people don't like. I don't think you have to worry about that. And the rose, I think, is also not overly done. It's not, even though it's a Turkish rose, which is also in Delina, it's not as rosy as Delina. To me, the pistachio really shines in the heart as it continues to dry down. I feel like that's one of the dominant notes, at least to my nose. That's what I pick up on my skin. And I think the suede is done beautifully. It's not enough to turn this into a fragrance like Baby Cat YSL or Rifa Quat by Paris Corner. It's not that leathery and that intense, but it just adds a little bit of complexity, something that's a little bit interesting and makes the fragrance not too childlike because you have a little bit of backbone in there. And then of course the amber just gives it that nice amberous warmth. It is so nice. If you like gourmand, pistachio, sweet and warm scents, I think it's gorgeous. Definitely one that I will be adding to the wish list. And then finally, in first place for me, this was, again, love at first sniff. I actually made the mistake of smelling this one first. I didn't know how much I would like this because once I smelled this, it was hard for anything else to meet it because my expectation was set so high. So I guess I did myself a disservice with that one. Such an interesting name. I had no idea what this was going to smell like based off of the name. But this to me gives a really nice sensual vanilla type of vibe. If you were to ask me what is the sexiest, most sensual fragrance in the Forever Mood line, I would say it's NDA. Like this is the one that I would expect Jackie to smell like when she's wearing her outfits and she's looking all beautiful and she's got the tatas, like she's looking phenomenal. I would expect her to smell like NDA. So notes for NDA, it's going to open up with blackcurrant and anejo rum. In the heart, you get tobacco flower, plum, and the base is tonka bean and vanilla bean. It is just so interesting and dark and like naughty smelling, if that makes any sense. The rum is there, of course, but it's not, to me, like your typical boozy scent, like an angel share. It just feels almost like a darker, sweet nuance that adds a little bit of alcoholiness, but not too much. The blackcurrant opens up sweet, but not overly sweet, not as sweet as like the pomegranate and some of the other fragrances. The vanilla to me is present throughout the entire fragrance, even though it's listed in the base along with the tonka bean. It is just like a warm weather, sexy date night kind of fragrance that is divine. If I had to compare it to anything, I don't really know what I would compare it to that I have in my collection. It doesn't smell exactly like this, but maybe I could say it's in the like, it lives in the same city as Vanilla Skin by Fleur. It's not at all a clone or dupe, nothing like that. I'm just trying to give an example of a fragrance of if you like that, I think you might like this. Like it's a darker, sensual vanilla. It is not overly sweet, overly playful, and it definitely gives naughty vibes. Like I feel like if you wear this to work, you're trying to bring somebody home with you from work. That's the vibe that I get from it. It is gorgeous. Absolutely love it. So let me know, guys, which of the Forever Mood fragrances have you tried? Do you want to try? And what are your favorites?